Happy Veterans Day to anyone who is a veteran. Appreciate your serving. To anyone who has family members that have served, appreciate you supporting them while they did that. Welcome everyone to Vested Interest. This is Shane back again for another portfolio update. If you're interested in investing in dividend growth stocks and the passive income they can generate over time, hit that like or thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you're updated whenever there's a new video posted. I'd like to take a quick moment and tell you a little about myself. I grew up in a pretty poor family in a small village in Michigan called Mayville. That's right, a village. It wasn't big enough to be considered a town or a city. Some of my friends call it the Ville. And part of the reason I started this channel was because growing up, my family didn't really talk about money unless it was to complain about how little we had or to argue about what bills weren't going to be paid this week or this month. I'm currently 42 and in a much better financial position than at any time growing up, but I still find there is very little active dialogue about the importance of investing and how you can use time to passively generate wealth. And I'm talking about real wealth, growing wealth, generational wealth, the type of wealth that you can pass down to your children, they can pass down to their children, and their children's children can pass down. Now, I'm in a pretty good place in my life. I'm making pretty good money now. And in the past, I've made pretty good amounts in investing in some different venues, such as real estate. I bought my first house in Utah, and then I bought a place in Detroit whenever I moved back home, whenever the market crashed back in 2008, 2009, and I bought a home in Detroit in 2010. Made a little over, between the two of them, a little over $400,000 in profit. The majority of that I rolled into the house that I'm currently living in on Lake St. Clair. I've had IRAs and 401ks through different employers over the years, but in my opinion, one of the most easily accessible forms of investing for the average person looking for truly passive income today is opening an account and buying dividend growth stocks, or ETFs, or index funds, which are even more passive, though I don't currently have positions in any index funds or ETFs. Whatever you decide, consistency is the key, and continually investing into a diversified investment portfolio every week, every 2 weeks, every month, or even once a year at tax time, if that's all you can do, it's not out of your reach. And with the technology available today and apps like Webull, M1 Finance, I invest in a self-directed account through my bank, which is Ally Bank. Most brokerages like Fidelity offer no-fee trading. There's many to choose from. You just have to decide what's best for you and go for it. Stay consistent. So let me know in the comment section below if you started your investment journey. What you're invested in, I'd be interested to hear about. Now in this particular video, we're going to cover the most recent changes to the portfolio. So without further ado, let's get to it. First off, I'd like to briefly cover a different type of addition to the portfolio. It's Kyndryl Holdings Inc. Now, while most additions are either new purchases made or dividend reinvestments from existing positions, this one is a spinoff from IBM. So if you're not aware of what that is and are asking yourself, what's a spinoff? Here's what Investopedia has to say. What is a spinoff? When a company creates a new independent company by selling or distributing new shares of its existing business, this is called a spinoff. A spinoff is a type of divestiture. A company creates a spinoff expecting that it will be worth more as an independent entity. A spinoff is also known as a spinout or a starburst. Some key takeaways. A spinoff is a creation, like we said above, of an independent company through the sale or distribution of new shares of an existing business or division of a parent company. And you'll see that below. I received 4 shares, 4.05436 shares of Kindred Holdings because I owned a little bit over 20 shares of IBM. So I got approximately 4 shares for every 5 shares that I owned. The spun-off companies are expected to be worth more as independent entities than as part of a larger business. That's true sometimes. It's not true in other times. I will say I had another spin-off earlier this year, DTE, and DT. They gave me free shares in that. I think it was around $30 whenever it spun off, and it's up to $42. So that one actually has done pretty well for me as well. And lastly, another key takeaway, when a corporation spins off a business unit that has its own management structure, it sets it up as an independent company under a renamed business entity, which is why they call it Kyndryl Holdings, which again is a spinoff of IBM. So that was one of the first additions to the portfolio this week, the spinoff from IBM, Kyndryl Holdings, 4.05 shares. It didn't cost me anything. IBM did drop a little bit, I think from about 123 or 124 down to 120 a share. And as you're about to see, I actually picked up a little bit more of it. So the portfolio activity for November on the 9th, I invested $1,542.72, and with that money, I bought 2 shares of Siboney-Stillwater at $13.91 per share for a total of $27.81. I bought 2 shares of Siboney-Stillwater's ticker SBSW. I bought 2 shares of Enterprise Products Partners, ticker EPD, for $22.76 per share for a total of $45.52. I bought 1 more share of Lockheed Martin, which was on my November stocks to watch list, ticker LMT. 1 share cost me $339.06. I bought 4 more shares of National Retail Properties, ticker NNN. That's a REIT, at $45.76 per share for a total of $183.04. I bought 1 share of LyondellBasell Industries, ticker LYB. 1 share Lyondell cost me $93.11. I bought 3 more shares of Verizon Communications, ticker VZ, also on my November stocks to watch list. Cost me $52.03 per share for a total of $156.08. 2 more shares of Bristol Myers Squibb, ticker BMY, also on my November stocks to watch list, at $59.27 per share for a total of $118.54. Picked up 2 more shares of IBM International Business. Again, they spun off. The spinoff that we just talked about was from IBM, so I figured I'd add a few more shares. Plus, their price dropped down, like I said, to about $120, $120.38. So that was a drop in price, which put it in the wheelhouse that I wanted to buy, and that total was $240.76. I bought 2 more shares of CVS, ticker CVS, at $93.31 per share. It's $186.61. Added 3 shares of Gladstone Commercial, ticker GOOD. Really like Good. It's a monthly payer. It cost me $22.50 per share. Total of $67.50. And finally 2 more shares of Enbridge Inc., ticker EMB, at $42.35 for a total cost of $84.69. Now let's take a quick look at the portfolio. Portfolio is currently sitting at $58,358.50. A dividend yield of 4.133%. With a annual dividend income, this here is the most important to me. How much money is the portfolio producing on an annual basis? $2,411.57. That will help me retire someday. As this grows, and if you've been watching the channel, you see it consistently grow every time I make an addition to it, every time that the dividends are reinvested in it. This annual dividend income increases, and it continues to increase like rolling a snowball down a hill, bigger and bigger and bigger. Passive income, whether I'm sleeping, whether the market is up, whether it's down, whether it's sideways, that number will likely continue to grow over time as long as the companies I'm invested in pay dividends. A quick look at the sector weights. Communications, 6.53%. Consumer discretionary is at 2.55%. Consumer staples at 13.91%. Energy is at 11.89%. Financials at 8.52%. Healthcare is at 12.64%. Industrials at 14.15% of the total portfolio. Technology sitting at 8.27%. Materials has crept up a bit to 4.89%. I don't mind it, around 5 to 7%. And utilities at 8.87%, and last, REITs and real estate at 7.79%. As I said before, I currently don't have any positions in any ETFs or index funds. Doesn't mean I'm not looking at any, just means I don't have any positions in right now. I think I've mentioned before, in my opinion, you can look at some ETFs and see what they're invested in, what their weights are, and you can craft a portfolio yourself without paying any fees, which oftentimes ETFs charge you a small fee, and you can manage that portfolio yourself, no fees, and even 0.5%, 1% over the course of a lifetime, 30, 40, 50 years. Could be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars, depending on how much you're investing. So fees, watch the fees if you are investing in ETFs or index funds or managed funds. Just make sure that you're paying as low a fee as possible. Now, just quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be considered financial advice. I am only sharing my opinion and investing journey for educational and entertainment purposes. Investing involves risk. You can lose money and should never invest any amount you are not comfortable losing. Always do your own research and invest based on your situation, circumstances, and selected criteria, or seek the advice and counsel of a certified financial advisor. So that's it for this video. If you've made it this far, if you could take a moment to hit that like or thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, I'd appreciate it. As it helps the channel continue to grow. And for those who have already subscribed, I just checked it before I made this video, we are up to 11 subscribers now. I thank you. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Happy Veterans Day again to those who have served or who have family members who have served. Appreciate your service. You guys are awesome too. This is Shane signing off, wishing peace and prosperity to you and yours. And remember, financial security comes to those who take a vested interest. We'll see you next time. Take care.